1. In this class, we'll try to learn about the thalamus and their functions. Objectives of this class would be to know the physiological anatomy of the thalamus, the functions of the thalamus, and aspects, some of the applied aspects related to thalamus. So thalamus proper is a part of diencephalon. So it can be divided into dorsal thalamus and ventral thalamus, and some divide it into epithalamus or hypothalamus. If you see the thalamus, okay, so this is the thalamus. It's a ovoid structure and present lateral to the third ventricle. Okay, so it has anterior end and superior end. So it has superior, inferior, medial, and lateral surfaces. Internal structure, it is made up of mainly the white matter and gray matter. Okay, so white matter which is going to cover the structure, and Y-shaped band inside it. Okay, so the white matter is a stratum zonules, a thin layer covering the superior surface of the thalamus. External medullary lamina is a thin layer covering the lateral surface of the thalamus, and the internal medullary lamina is a Y-shaped sheet of white matter. Okay, so which consists of internuclear thalamic connections. And the gray matter divided into three important nuclei, mass of nuclei: anterior, lateral, and medial. Okay. So this is the anatomical division of the thalamic nuclei. Okay, so this is the anterior part, and this is the medial part, and this is the lateral part. Okay, so lateral part, again, it has been divided into two parts: the uh, the ventral and the dorsal. So this is ventral part and this is dorsal part. Ventral part, again, it is divided into ventral anterior, ventral lateral. Okay, so again ventral intermediate. Okay, so then ventral posterior is again divided into ventral posterior lateral and ventral posterior medial. Okay, and dorsal, again, it is divided into dorsal posterior dorsal uh, and lateral dorsal. Okay, and the most posterior part is called as pulvinar nucleus. Okay, so this is the anatomical classification of the thalamic nuclei. So again, you can see clearly the anterior, the lateral part, and the medial nuclei. Okay, so the lateral nuclei again have been divided into two parts. The lateral this is ventral part and this is lateral dorsal part. Okay, so again the ventral part is divided into ventral anterior, ventral lateral. Okay, and ventral posterior divided into medial and lateral portion, and the most posterior part is called as pulvinar nucleus. Okay, so they have a different functions to serve. Okay, according to their function, the important function of the anterior group, they connect to the part of the limbic system, and hence they are involved in the emotion. The medial group integrates the sensory information, and the projection goes to the frontal lobe. Okay, so again they help in the behavior of a person. Ventral group projects sensory information to the primary sensory cortex, okay, and relays information from the cerebellum as well as basal nuclei to the motor area of the cerebral cortex, and hence, so this ventral group of nuclei, they are very important for the motor function. Okay, and the posterior group, the pulvinar nuclei, they mainly integrate sensory information for projection to association areas. Okay, so that is why they are useful in the integration of any sensory information with the motor information. Okay, so that is the function of the pulvinar nucleus, that it integrates uh, integrating function. So lateral geniculate nuclei is important for visual information, and the medial geniculate nuclei project auditory information to the auditory cortex, and lateral group integrates the sensory information and influences the emotional state. Okay, So functional classification, some of the functions of thalamus, they are non-specific, and some of them they are very specific. Okay, so some non-specific include the information which is coming from the RAS and it is going to neocortex. Okay, so usually they come, they relay in the thalamus in midline nuclei and centromedian nucleus. Okay, whereas specific specific functions, uh, these information comes from the specific sensation to the neocortex, specific part of the neocortex and the limbic system. Okay, so there can be specific sensory functions, motor functions, visceral function, or integrative or uh, perceptual functions of the thalamus. So connections of thalamus, non-specific projection uh, from thalamus, they go diffusely go to the entire neocortex. Okay, so that produces the electrical activity in the heart. Okay, so that means they are very important for synchronization of thalamocortical radiation. Okay, so usually they receive information from our reticular activating system and the basal ganglia. Okay, so efferents from here they goes to the stratum and the entire neocortex. Okay, so whereas specific connections of thalamus are sensory, motor, visceral, and integrative. Sensory are medial geniculate body. Okay, so destruction of this part, lead to deafness or particular band of sound frequency deficiency. Okay, so since medial geniculate body carries information from the auditory system, okay, so there will be deafness. So lateral geniculate body, it orderly organized representation of the retina. Okay, so deficiency of which it can lead to impaired vision. Okay, so ventral posterior nucleus, again it has been divided into medial and lateral. Okay, so whereas lateral receives information from the nucleus gracilis, which is a part of dorsal tract, and cuneatus, and spinal thalamic tract, which receives pain and temperature. Okay, so that is somatosensory impulses from trunk and limbs, except face, they are relayed into these nuclei. Okay, and obviously for the most of the sensory modalities, the third order neuron starts from the thalamus. Okay, except for one sensation, that is olfaction. Okay, and VPM carries the information from the trigeminal lemniscus and taste sensation to the cerebral cortex. Then motor sensation, which are through the ventral lateral nucleus, so where it receives information from the cerebellum, uh, that is from the dendrothalamic fibers from the opposite side. Okay, so they also receive proprioception. They receive proprioceptive information and voluntary motor function. Okay, so here ventro anterior thalamus is also very important. Okay, so which is very much connected to globus pallidus, the basal ganglia, substantia nigra. These are the parts of basal ganglia, and also eventually it connects to premotor cortex. Okay, and thus it plays a very important role in the programming of the movements. Anterior nucleus is connected to hippocampus, that is concerned with recent memory and the function. Okay, and there also, hippocampus connects to the mammillary body. Okay, concerned with the dorsal medial nucleus is concerned with the thinking, memory, judgment, and emotional behavior. Whereas pulvinar nucleus is very important for integration of visual, auditory, and other sensation. Lateral posterior nucleus or lateral dorsal nucleus, they are also involved in integrative and perceptual function and control. The functions of thalamus, The most important are the sensory relay center. They act as a sensory relay center. Most of the modalities of sensation, they are related into the thalamus, except for one sensation, that is olfaction. Okay, and it is a center for crude perception of any sensation. And it is important for arousal and alertness reaction, as it receives information for reticular activating system, and through the thalamus it is going to alert the cerebral cortex. It is important for the language. Okay, and this is also important for emotional aspect of the behavior. So since it is extensively connected to the uh, limbic system. Okay, it's also important for sexual sensation. It is important for EEG synchronization through the thalamocortical radiation. Okay, and it is important for reflex activity center, where it involves the higher centers. Okay, so it is also important for integration of some of the sensory impulses, motor functions, visceral and somatic functions. Okay, so these are some of the important functions of thalamus. Okay, so they're important for, I mean, as I told, sensory relay center, except olfactory, it all the sensations are going to be relayed in thalamus. Okay, so that is why it is called as head ganglion of all the sensory system. Okay, and it occurs through the thalamic radiation, and they are responsible for production of EEG waves. Okay, so particularly alpha waves. So it acts as a crude center for perception of the sensation. Okay, so a type, location, usually they are detected by the cortex, but affective nature, whether it is unpleasant or agreeable, disagreeable. Okay, so these are the things. I mean, it can be detected or perceived at uh, thalamic level itself. They help in the arousal and alert reaction. Okay, so they control the level of consciousness by uh, keeping cerebral cortex awake through the thalamocortical radiation. It is important for language, as the thalamus extensively has a connection with Broca's area and the Wernicke's area. Okay, so they are important for emotional aspect of the behavior. Okay, so as they have an extensive connection between frontal cortex, hypothalamus, and the limbic system. Okay, and they are the anterior, I mean, thalamus is a part of the Pepe circuit, and hence it is concerned with the recent memory and emotion. It is important for perception of the sexual sensation. It is important for EEG synchronization. It is important for reflex activity, especially which are involved the which involve upper motor neuron. Okay, so because most of these sensory, I mean, they get uh, relayed in the thalamus, so reflex activity get affected. Okay, so it's important for integration of the sensory impulses. Okay, it acts as a relay station. It modifies some of the sensory modalities. It integrates some of the sensory modalities with the motor. Okay, where the pulmonary nucleus play important role. Okay, so it helps in the perception of the crude sensation of the sensory modalities. So overall, I mean, thalamus can be called as a functional gateway of the cerebral cortex. They're important in the integration of the muscle tone, as they form the bridge between motor cortex and cerebellum and basal ganglia. Okay, so any information which is processed in the cerebellum, they have to reach the motor cortex via thalamus. Okay, so that is how it is important for integration of motor function. So it is important for the integration of visceral and somatic function. Okay, so as it has got extensive connection to somatic nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and the hypothalamus. Some of the applied aspects related to the thalamus are thalamic syndrome, Korsakoff syndrome, and frontal lobectomy. Thalamic syndrome. Okay, so here there will be disturbance of emotional response to sensory experience. Okay, so whenever there is any sensory sense, okay, so it will be perceived as abnormal sensation. Okay, so there will be over response to that particular sensation, and it will be associated with disturbance in the emotion. Okay, so the most of the time the cause is the thrombotic blockage of the thalamo-geniculate branch of posterior cerebral artery. Okay, so which leads to damage to the posterior ventral and posterolateral nuclei of the thalamus. Okay, so these are the specific areas uh, of the thalamus which are going to sense specific sensation like pain, temperature, proprioception, etc. Okay. So signs and symptoms of the thalamic syndrome, they, they can have both sensory symptoms as well as motor symptoms. Okay, as they can involve both sensory area and motor area. So thalamic phantom limb is they usually unable to locate the position of the limb with closed eye. Okay, so due to loss of kinesthetic sensation. Okay. They can have stereognosis, inability to recognize some of the known objects by stereognosis. The thalamic overreaction, sensation to touch, pain, temperature, they are exaggerated. Amelonoglossis, illusion of the absent limb. Okay, so these are some of the sensory symptoms, whereas motor symptoms uh, include the thalamic hand or athetoid hand. So where there will be moderate flexion of the wrist with hyperextended fingers. Okay, so that is called as thalamic hand, and they can also suffer from ataxia, that is inability to maintain balance because of the reduced muscle tone and the profound muscle weakness. Okay, and there can be sometimes involuntary movements if the basal ganglia fibers are affected. Okay, so they can have a chorea athetosis or intentional tremors. Korsakoff syndrome is a difficulty is remembering new information. This occurs due to the lesion in the mediodorsal nucleus of the thalamus. Okay, so sometimes deficiency of the vitamins can cause lesion in the mediodorsal nucleus, which is called as Korsakoff syndrome. Frontal lobotomy is a surgical method done to relieve the intractable pain. Okay, so dividing dorsal nuclei of thalamus from the frontal lobe will help in the relieving the pain. Okay, so this is all about the thalamus, its function, and some of the applied aspects related to thalamus. Thank you.